The VP of the United States, J.D. Vance, took a trip to Disneyland with his family and kids, but a lady screaming, a Karen, if you will, might not be who you thought. It turns out the DNC may have had a plant at the parks, and we'll tell you who she is in just a minute. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to That Park Place. It is the channel where all the news should be fun. And fun we are going to have indeed. Folks, we've been having such a dandy of a time having me back on the channel that we thought it would be fun to have the three of us, me, Vash, and Jonas, all together again. Gentlemen, thank you for welcoming me back to my theme park roots.
Well, thank you for acknowledging that welcome. We are here to receive that thanks, and we mirror it back to you.
Vash, you doing well today?
Absolutely doing very well, and great to have you back in the land of future, tomorrow, something like that. But definitely a mystery when it comes to this story right here.
There you go. Now, folks, in just a bit, if you're watching this video at the time of release, in just a bit, these guys are going to be covering the Disneyland J.D. Vance story even more. So don't miss out on That Park Place Live. You want to be there. And then, of course, the pro show after that. Happy Tuesday. Let's get underway. And it's never been quite so as important as right now. Click that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at OC Scanner on the Twitter. Oh, I mean, X. Sorry, Elon. Vice President J.D. Vance treated with many more cheers than boos during his family visit to Disneyland yesterday. Now, given the path of the Disney parks lately, you might think that I said booze as in B-O-O-Z-E. No. Different kind of booze. I know Disney parks are pretty much just associated with the other now, but this is, okay, here's the video. Bad joke out of the way.
Wait for me right here, okay? 1 second. Right here. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it. Let's stay quiet, please. Thank you.
All right, so there's J.D. Vance, kid in tow, and VP and the second lady there as well. And folks, things did not go so swell, at least when we break it down into the screams, because beyond the cheers, there was one boo in particular, which has been heard around the world, and that is the scream of a Karen. But this is no ordinary Karen. No, this is an evolved Karen, and maybe a planted Karen. Get ready, folks. By the way, as we play this, I just want to say, too, I have never seen so many Secret Service individuals dressed with fanny packs in the past. They really did try to blend in. Very well done.
Mr. Vice President, we support immigrants. We support America. We support immigrants. We support America. I thought California was violent.
You can see the Disney guy turns around to give her the evil eye. Now, who is this lady? Who is this Karen that as the VP is passing by, kid in hand, that she decides she needs to yell at him about immigration? Well, folks, Moral Politics, that's Moral Politics, Malloy, says that he knows. We don't know. We got to go on what's said here, and everything seems to line up to us. We'll be careful. But Moral Politics says this is the DNC vice chair, Jane Kleeb, a lifelong Democrat, and that she was the one yelling, okay? Now, take a look at this, okay? This is Moral Politics. This is Kleeb. Kleeb right here says, respectfully, he was 2 feet from me, and I was exercising my right as an American to tell the vice president that the majority of Americans believe. Vance has targeted California and Disney on multiple occasions. He should be held accountable. Hold him accountable. And then Kleeb blocks Moral Politics. Now, folks, I bet I'm going to be blocked soon, but I'm not yet. So here's Kleeb, ASDC president, DNC vice chair, Nebraska Dems chair, Bold Alliance, a founder, etc., etc. All right, here's the question, gentlemen. We'll go to you now. Somehow, some way, somebody high up in the Democrat Party was ready to yell at J.D. Vance as he passed by Disneyland. The question now becomes, did somebody let them know so that they could try to create a viral moment online? Or is this just what happens when you try to have a good time as somebody with your kids who happens to also be a politician, a government official? Can you just expect that there's going to be somebody there who's going to be yelling, screaming things at you while you've got your kid? What do you guys think?
I think that both theories are possible here, and the idea that she is there on a Sunday. Yeah, I think this happened on Sunday, that she is at Disneyland, and it's also a day that there were rumors already flying the day before that he was going to be there. I just have to point out that booing at a person while they're holding their child and trying to have a day at Disneyland, no matter what you think of that person's politics, it's kind of classless to go after someone while they have their kids with them, especially when it's a small kid. We're not talking like Chelsea Clinton here. We're talking a very small child, and doing anything to frighten a small child while they're at Disneyland, that experience already being ruined by the Secret Service being there, in my opinion.
So just to clarify, folks, so that you understand what Jonas is saying, if Hunter Biden is selling art at Disneyland, you can disagree with that. But if it's a little kid being carried by, it doesn't matter if it's the Democrats or the Republicans. If it's a politician with a little kid, leave them alone. They're on vacation. Let the kid have happy, positive memories. I don't care how deeply resentful you are towards policies and politicians. Leave the little kids alone. Vash, you agree?
Oh, yes, absolutely. But, to a particular, demographic, the ends justify the means, right? I mean, you even hear Gavin Newsom calling out Vance on Twitter saying, well, I'm hoping your family's having a great day at Disneyland because you're separating others. And to which Vance actually replied, thank you, had a great time. So
that's right.
It's very interesting right there. But we've seen these tactics used before. As to whether or not this was actually orchestrated by the DNC, I'm not quite sure. But Jonas actually makes a great point when talking about this, in that a lot of people knew that he was coming with some pretty advanced notice. He had already been in San Diego for, I believe, a campaign fundraiser event days prior, so he was already on the West Coast. And the setup to actually facilitate this visit right here was actually days in the works. So,
all right. Question then, Vash. Question,
please.
If people had an inkling this was coming their way, do you think that the Democrats, and this is not a political channel, but this is in Disneyland, so we got to talk about it. Do you think that this person was positioned there on purpose to create a trending moment online? Was this all orchestrated?
It's possible. It's possible. I mean, some people were following J.D. Vance very, very closely and seeing the routes that he would actually take. So it wouldn't actually surprise me if somebody scoped out, okay, he's likely to go here, let me go ahead and stand here and have this viral moment with the Vice President of the United States in this very convenient setting right here. It wouldn't surprise me at all. I will actually say, I believe the count that I heard for the personnel around J.D. Vance right now was about 50. So I think that may have tempered what she would otherwise be willing to say in this particular instance. And also, too, there's a code of conduct policy in place as well, which probably why the Disney guy looked behind him as everybody was passing by.
Okay, so let me ask you another question, Vash. I get that he's in California, but I got to say, I think that Florida handles this better. And I know that Disneyland is a favored place for actors and actresses and the Hollywood celebrities and all of that. But Disney World has the abundance of size, even if Disney doesn't want to use it for expansions. There's a star system, and I'm not going to go into the star system that designates what level of VIP is, but there's an ability at Disney World to bring people in from backstage areas in a way that isn't quite as disruptive as this, because this kind of looks like a parade almost. So you're going to get people standing there gawking and shouting and yelling and cheering and booing and all that. Huzzah, hurrah, boo, hey. Vash, why did they not do the same thing at Disneyland that they do at Disney World? Is it not as feasible at Disneyland to bring in the VIPs in different directions?
So this was actually a topic of much discussion actually on T3PL recently, when we had a group of influencers that were actually live streaming themselves actually going to the parks and creating all sorts of disruption. Disneyland's ability to actually bring people through backstage areas is limited, obviously, by operations and so forth. If you have parades go by, that could be at issue right there. And also, Disneyland doesn't have the utilidor system that Walt Disney World actually benefits from. So in that way, yes, bringing people around at some point, you're going to have to be on stage at certain points. And also, too, if it was just JD Vance and his wife, maybe you could argue and justify, okay, let's go ahead and keep him backstage as much as possible. But JD Vance is also bringing his children. So in order to experience the park as normally as possible when you're the vice president, I think they did opt to do it on stage, which, is why you have the large security presence as you do. I was theorizing actually with somebody else as to, okay, maybe why did he go to Disneyland as opposed to Walt Disney World? And I think the reason might be because, well, given that he's from Ohio or the roundabouts that area, he might have already had visited Walt Disney World once in his past, and maybe was looking for a change of scenery out there in Disneyland because they do offer different experiences.
I actually know why he went to Disneyland. He went to Tom Sawyer Island. He went to Tom Sawyer Island.
Yes. He did go to Tom Sawyer's Island.
And you guys are going to be talking about that on T3PO. I do enjoy, and Jonas, I bet you enjoy the look of all these fanny packs and these backpacks, because I'm sure that Disney said, no, the Secret Service, as much as we love you, you're not going to come in here with guns a-blazing. Maybe they borrowed the bazooka from the Swedish chef after they destroyed Muppet Vision, but there's some big-time weaponry hidden in those backpacks.
Yes, whatever that long bag is, I'm sure that's weaponry. Also,
it's a bazooka, Jonas. It's a bazooka.
If you've ever worked with anyone who is heavy on concealed carry or has done firearms training, there's some pretty amazing fanny packs out there where it is almost as if it doesn't exist. They can reach into a third spot in that fanny pack and pull out a firearm very quickly. So this is one of the few times where you absolutely know that you're surrounded by people who are packing heat at Disney.
I would have enjoyed if there was a 7'6" Mickey Mouse with a giant fanny pack in the shape of one of those bazookas, right? We'll just have fun with that, because I think we can say bazooka on YouTube. Bazooka, bazooka, bazooka. We're fine. Nobody matters.
Right. And we're about, and not to go too deep with it, but we are about 1 year removed from people who were smaller than the subject they were protecting, trying to protect that subject.
So, I don't see any of those people
that's
there.
A fair point.
I see a guy there that he looks to be above 6'4". That's in front of JD Vance. So I think he's better protected than things were probably about a year ago with the president.
And I'll go ahead and put this forward too, because as Jonas, as you were talking, you reminded me of this, and I think it's an important statement to make. A lot of people are complaining about tax dollars and the facilitation of this visit, and look how disruptive it is and all of that. Disneyland has been host to several heads of state, countless congressmen, leaders in the political world, worldwide, and so forth. Walt Disney actually used to have heads of state from all over the world that he used to host personally himself, and so forth. This just comes with part of the gig of being the vice president and going anywhere, not just Disney, but to any other place. So, there's going to be a little bit of a disruption, obviously, because, well, we are 1 year removed from a very historical event that took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. So it's just, this is kind of what is going to go on right here. And from what I can understand, yes, it was disruptive while they were actually moving across various sections. But overall, a lot of people didn't even know that he was there. So mission accomplished.
There you go. And folks, the question was part of the disruption pre-planned to make a trending moment online and make a statement to POTUS and VPOTUS? All right, folks, let us know down below and tell us what you think about all of this. Join us for that Park Place Live if you're watching this video at the time of release. And as we've said before, it has never been so important as it is today to click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell, and drop a comment down below. YouTube loves it when you engage, so engage away. And until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
So I give them cannonball. Yeah!
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio.
Arizona. Pineapple pizza, Hawaiian ice freeze, yeah. Can't wait to be
What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.